Welcome back. So I want to start off by saying I'm really glad that I got all of these logos that I got as stickers and turned into magnets years ago, because all of a sudden a lot of these are being used again in this whole reverse retro movement that's going on. So we got two early games to talk about in between the first and second period, between the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Not spoiling anything here, but it's been a good game. So there you go. Now I've spoiled it. All right. Ottawa in against the Nashville Predators. So the Ottawa Senators, a team that has good underlying numbers. And it's said every single game. A team that doesn't win very often, but the underlying numbers are good. So the idea being just keep doing what you're doing and eventually the wins will come. And sometimes it works out that way, sometimes not so much. So it was Talbot versus Saros in this one. Duchesne has a net feed that's held. Holden had a tip shot saved. Good early flow, not a lot of whistles. Niederreiter's denied, both goaltenders sharp early. The shots are 4-1 for the Senators at 4 minutes. Very often when they're matinee games, they can feel like matinee games where they're kind of slow off the hop. Both matinee games, the early ones, not the case. And the Battle of Florida, not the case either today. So nice to see. Pinto's denied from the slot. The Predators get stuck on one shot for around 5 minutes. The Sens are controlling the play, but they needed a goal. And this is the problem. They're controlling the play. All the puck possession is theirs, but it's still 0-0. Brandstrom has a rush chance that's saved. The Predators then rush the other way. Nashville would get the first power play of the game. Johansson can't bury one, but it's a dangerous power play that's killed off, and the Senators allow 2 shots. DeBrincat then had a rush chance that's saved. The Sens press. That draws them a power play as well. Shabbat has a chance that deflects out. Tkachuk is denied in close. The next Shabbat blast is held, and it's killed off. So pressed by Nashville with 2.5 minutes left. Better second half, I thought, by Nashville, but after the first period, it's still scoreless. Second period, Kastelik has a shot saved. Good flow again. Not a lot of whistles early on. And again, that's entertaining hockey, and it's great to see the game going by relatively quickly. Yossi has a shot deflect wide, pressed by Nashville. The shots are 2 apiece at 4 minutes. Preds get a power play. That's killed off. Right after it ends, Parsonen was denied. Nashville presses at 8 minutes. We then had a fight between Watson and Lauzon. The shots are 7-4 for Nashville at 9 minutes. Sens get a power play. That's killed off. No shots on that power play for Ottawa. Holden is then denied as the Senators press. Batherson with a cross-check. The Preds go to the power play with 6:11 left. Granlund's denied in close. Ekholm has a shot that's blocked. The power play is killed off. 2 shots allowed. Yakov-Trenin would open the scoring for Nashville from Jankowski and Jeannot at 16:57. He buries it on what essentially is a turnover, even though there's 2 assists on it. And this is 6 games in a row, and I think they said 9 out of 12 or 11 out of 13, some ridiculous number where Ottawa has allowed the first goal. And when you're trying to dig your way out and you're behind early, that's problematic in the NHL, right? So 28.3 left. The Sens get their 3rd power play. Lauzon hurt his wrist in a hit along the boards. I think Nashville wanted a whistle there. They don't get it. So Giroux scores from Brassard and Pinto at 19:51. And this is as Lauzon was leaving. So essentially it's a 5-on-3. And that throws everything off because it wasn't a planned 5-on-3. And Lauzon's a defenseman. So, yeah, Ottawa gets the goal there. And again, the Preds weren't very happy. It looked like Lauzon's wrist, the way he was carrying his hand as he left the ice. Hopefully he's okay, but he was definitely hurt there. So it's 1-1 after 2. Third period. Sens press at 2.5 minutes. Stützle's denied twice. And then on a rush, DeBrincat gives Ottawa their first lead of the game. He scores from Pinto and Stützle at 3:55. And right on cue, the song that was played in the arena, Blame Canada, very briefly on the organ, but if you listen, you can hear it. And I have to say, well played. Well done. Blame Canada. Just great. Awesome. I've had that stuck in my head since then. And if you do now as well, you're welcome. So the Preds pressure at 6.5 minutes. Talbot holds. There's a power play for Nashville. It becomes a 4-on-4 for 1 minute and 7 seconds. Teams exchange rushes in the 4-on-4, but in the power play that ensues for Ottawa, they score. It's Batherson from Tkachuk at 9:15. And it was a fantastic pass by Tkachuk, and it was a breakaway, and it's in the net. The lead doesn't stay at 2 for very long, though. Niederreiter would score from Yossi and Johansson at 10:15. That makes it 3-2. He wired that one on a rush. That's his 10th. And then Pinto had a rush chance that deflects out as Ottawa tries to restore the 2-goal lead. Brassard's hurt with a high stick. It was a 4-minute call. It was reviewed, and yep, with 4:39 left, it's a high stick. So post for DeBrincat on that one. No shots in the first 2 minutes because a post doesn't count as a shot. Shorthanded, there's a 3-on-2. Smith's denied on the goal line. I was pretty sure that one was going to go in, and it didn't. So, Talbot with the credit for that one. Goalie pull as the power play comes to an end. Yossi has a blast that's held, and the Preds ice the puck with 9 seconds left. That means there's not enough time for them to get up ice, and your final score is 3-2 for Ottawa. They go to 11-14-2 with the win. Nashville 12-11-2 with the loss. The shots 14-8 Ottawa in the first, 12-11 Nashville in the second, 9-8 Nashville in the third. Final shots 33-29 for Ottawa. Power plays, Ottawa 2 for 6, Nashville 0 for 4. The hits 33-26 for Nashville. Talbot 27 saves on 29 shots. Saros saves 30 out of 33. So overall, this is the kind of result you're looking for if you're the Ottawa Senators. They played a good game. And for Nashville, frustrating setback. We'll see how they bounce back in the next one. But again, this was the Dad's trip for Ottawa. They got the win in the last game of the Dad's trip. So Dads will be happy, and now they can celebrate in Nashville. And as I understand it, good city to celebrate in. All right, next up, Detroit in against Dallas. Dallas has not played a full 60 minutes for a while. It is the one concern I have with Dallas. It's Husso versus Ottinger in this one. The Stars had the early jump. This was game number 1,000 for David Perron. Still remember when Canuck fans were angry that the Canucks passed on him in the draft, and here you go, I brought it up again. Berggren has a shot that deflects over the net. Good early flow in this one as well. Lundqvist has a shot that's blocked. Hronek has one that's held. It's 5 minutes and 44 seconds when we get the first whistle of the game. So that's really, showing just how much this game was flying too. And I was starting to think, is this one going to catch that one, even though this one started a half an hour later? These things have happened before. Lundqvist, already got that. Larkin is denied on a net drive. The shots are 3-2 for Detroit at 7.5 minutes. Wallman blocks the Sagan net drive. Wallman in that had a shot himself. That was blocked. Johnston has a net feed that won't go. And then on a rush after a turnover, pretty quickly after that actually, Larkin scores from Zarnik at 9:48. It's 1-0 for Detroit. Wings press for another. Ottinger holds. Sagan's denied as the Stars look to tie it. A near miss for Perron on a 2-on-1. Shots are 6-4 for Detroit with 7.5 minutes left. Berggren is denied on a 3-on-2. The Stars allowing too many odd man rushes at this point in the game, and I felt like I had to put that up there because it means you're putting a lot of stress on your goaltender, and for the defensemen that are back, it puts a lot of stress on them as well, right? And the more odd man rushes you allow, the more chances you're giving Detroit to extend their lead beyond the 1 goal. Sundqvist has a net drive that draws a power play. That was killed off. 2 shots allowed on that power play. Ernie had a rush that was blocked on a 2-on-1, and then on a rush of their own, Gurianov, who's been struggling to put the puck in the net, gets one for Dallas from Marchment and Sagan at 18:06, and he scored at 5-hole from in close. Ernie nearly answers next shift. Marchment couldn't bury on a net drive in the closing seconds, but it's 1-1 after 1. Second period, early press by the Stars. Kubalik fires one wide on a rush. Gurianov has a shot that's saved, and there are more shots early for Dallas in that second period than they had the entire first period. They only had 5 shots in the first period. They had 5 shots in the second period by about, I would say, about 3 or 4 minutes. So definitely a better start for Dallas in that second period. Kiviranta nearly gets one. Ernie's robbed in close. The shots are 7-4 for the Stars at 5 minutes. Near miss then by Rope Hintz. The Stars press. That draws them a power play. Sagan had a blast that was saved. Sagan had all kinds of chances today, just not going in for him. That's killed off. Hintz is tripped on a net drive. Stars wanted a penalty shot, but it's a power play instead. I'm kind of 50-50 on that. That power play is killed off. Power play was ice cold for Dallas. Before this game, it's been ice cold ever since the game against Toronto, where they went 0 for 7, which has been mentioned a lot, and rightfully so. But in this game, it would eventually wake up, but it was ice cold at this stage. Delandry couldn't bury one in close. The Stars go back to the power play. It's a 4-minute high stick. It's reviewed and it's 4 minutes. I thought initially it was a follow-through. I was kind of surprised it stayed a 4-minute power play, because if it's a follow-through, it's not a penalty. So if you shoot the puck, and if on the follow-through of the stick going through, you contact somebody in the face, whatever, it doesn't mean a penalty, right? And that's been the rule forever. So Larkin pressures, clears the puck out, but during the first 2 minutes, Dallas's power play works. It's Ben from Robertson and Heiskanen at 16 minutes. The Wings, though, would kill the second 2 minutes, so they only allow 1 goal in those 2 power plays. And then Perron would tie it with a nice tip on a point shot from Sherratt. Sider with the other assist at 19 minutes. And then Hronek almost pulls his own heroics late, shot held, and then there's some pushing. And as the Dallas announcers pointed out, for Dallas, they don't lead after 2 periods anymore. This is a problem they've been having. I think they've only led twice in their last 11 games. So this is an issue, right? Third period. Wings scoring chance draws them a power play. That was killed off. A good kill by Dallas. They then had a 4-on-3. Those Dallas Stars did. That misfired for them. Near miss then for Marchment. Wings rush. Ben is denied and close. The shots are 4 apiece at 7 minutes. I thought Detroit played a very solid, very smart road game today. Stars press at the half. Hintz hits the outside of the net on a rush. Lindell's denied. Husso holds. He's keeping it 2-2 at this point. Husso had an excellent game. Plus, a lot of Husso chants. A lot of Red Wings jerseys in the crowd. Also pointed out by the announcers, between the Red Wings jerseys and the green Dallas jerseys, it looked very festive in that arena. So that's kind of fun. So Lindell's denied. Husso holds. And then we go on. Delandria with a near miss on a net feed the Stars with some momentum. There was a post then for Robertson in the final minute with about 30 seconds left. We're going to overtime. The overtime, Wings control early. They press. They get a change. Larkin fires one wide. 2 minutes. It's all Wings, and Dallas can't get a line change. So this is where you start getting really nervous, and you start noticing these guys are pretty straight-legged as they're skating because they're probably really, really tired, right? Kubalik has a shot deflect out. So because that deflected out of play, the Stars finally get a line change in. Johnston doesn't win a race with Larkin. So Johnston was trying to get to a puck that might have got him in alone, but Larkin ends up knocking the puck away from him. Detroit had the puck the entire time. But I will say Darrell Ray called this. Darrell Ray, watching Detroit with the puck and skating around, he said, Dallas gets the puck, they're going to win this because that's how it works. And he's right. A turnover by Larkin. Lundqvist scores from Marchment on a break at 4:29. So the first chance Dallas gets, they win this one in overtime 3-2, wearing those fantastic reverse retros. They go to 16-7-5 with the win. The Detroit Red Wings 13-8-6 with the overtime loss. The shots in this one, 12-5 Detroit in the first, 17-9 Dallas in the second, 10-4 Dallas in the third. Both teams only had one shot in the overtime, Dallas having the one that went in the net. Detroit just didn't get enough shots on net, and for all the possession they had, they just could not generate much against Dallas defensively. So the final shots are 33-26 for Dallas. Power plays, Detroit 0 for 2, Dallas 1 for 4. So Dallas cutting down on the power plays against. It shows up again in this game. Hits 27-13 Detroit. Husso saves 30 out of 33. He was excellent. And Ottinger saves 24 out of 26. Also excellent. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.